days of the new year. Salute the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Then the roll. Present. Here. Great, thank you, Omar. First, we've got several presentations tonight. First is the holiday festival, the shoe proclamation. Do you want to read this one? Would you like that paper copy of it, or is that something that? Take it.
Everyone, so this is this holiday is marks the beginning of a new year in the state of Kerala in South India, and it's basically an equinox holiday that is commemorated and whereas Vishu is a holiday celebrated by people from the South Indian state of Kerala and the worldwide Kerala diaspora marks the beginning of the new year. Whereas Vishu is on the first day of the Hindu lunar month, Medam, according to the Hindu lunar calendar, and which falls on 15th day of April, according to the Gregorian calendar. Whereas the benefit, Vishu is an equal and denotes the equinox on the measure for Shakti, where the three traditional elements of Vishu celebrations are Vishu Pranam, the Vishu Pranamism, and Vishu Vadam. Whereas it is believed that they have a happy and prosperous year, the first sight one should see on the morning of Vishu is the Vishu Pranam, which is a collection of Vishu items, such as fruit, grains, vegetables, flowers, lamps, coconut, gold, a mirror, and a water-filled pot, a piece of cloth, and so on, all accumulated on a large circular plate of metal, along with a link of creature and good meant to reflect beauty, light, and abundance. Whereas the custom of Vishu Pranamism involves elders of the family gifting to children and others to share in the happiness of the day. Whereas Vishu corresponds to similar New Year holidays celebrated in other Indian states, which are also observed on this day, such as Poila Vaisakh in Bengal, Vaisakhi in Punjab, Pudandu in Tamil Nadu, and Bihu in Assam. Whereas over 600,000 people from the state of Kerala have migrated to the United States, and a significant number of the approximately 400 Tenafly residents and over 40,000 Bergen County residents of Asian Indian background similarly have their practice arts in Kerala and celebrate the festivities. Now, therefore, the Borough of Tenafly Mayor and Council just hereby recognize the New Year's holiday officially and we all people from Kerala, along with all the residents of the Borough of Tenafly, a happy wishes for Vishu. Happy wishes to everyone.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Thank you. All right, for one thing, Councilman Mark got a week, so he's running a little late tonight, just so you know, good person. Okay, the next proclamation, Mental Health Awareness Month proclamation. Does anyone want to?
I'm having personally trouble hyper.
So you want to do mental health awareness?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, that's it down.
Yeah, so you're having trouble. I'm not down.
Okay, so Mental Health Awareness Month proclamation, go ahead, Council.
I wanted to have everyone be aware that people is Mental Health Awareness Month, and the first integrated committee is going to be starting up our meetings, and we have a lot of projects coming forward, and it's really important that we do things about with mental health, and we have people who can act. So here's the first Tenafly proclamation. Whereas mental health is essential to the overall well-being and all of this and show health and support and where like physical illness is medical. And in fact, all of the mental lives. And whereas mental illness affects 1 in 5 people in the United States, and experiencing death with individuals, families, little known, with little knowledge or access to mental health services. And whereas COVID-19 has created multitude of mental health challenges for community members of all ages, and connecting to more than ever. And whereas that is annually recognized throughout the nation, whereas it is the 10th anniversary of the beginning of the stigma-free initiative in Bergen County, with Paramus initially declaring itself stigma-free in 2013. And whereas the borough of Tenafly declared that's also stigma-free zone, and will continue to support the stigma-free initiative. Whereas stigma-free zone aims to inspire public interest and open dialogue about stigma, raise awareness of diseases and illness, and create a culture wherein residents who have diseases of mental illness will free treatment for the disease without fear of stigma. And whereas local resources are available to treat disease of mental illness, no one resident needs to suffer and feel holy. And now, therefore, the resolved the borough recognizing the community needs and continue to support efforts Bergen County and continue to be stigma-free. So, just a quick correction, it looks like we're going to have to tweak our proclamations to make sure we know the year that Tenafly declared itself stigma-free zone. It looks like this is in that on top of it. Paramus is still in 2013. So it is fine.
All right, thank you very much. All right, the next proclamation is Arbor Day proclamation.
That's usually you, Mayor. You love everything.
Whereas last Friday of April 28, 2023, this year, is designated as National Arbor Day, which is a day set aside to promote the planting of trees, tree conservancy, and appreciation of our environment. And whereas the borough of Tenafly has promoted tree conservancy and planting for many years. And whereas trees in our community increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our borough. And whereas the borough of Tenafly has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue tree planting practices. Now, therefore, the mayor and council of the borough of Tenafly do proclaim April 28, 2023 as Arbor Day, and urge all citizens to celebrate this day and support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. Okay, wonderful. Sure, go ahead.
Friday, there will be a tree planting line at Long Elementary School.
Okay, see you there. All right, next item on the agenda, improvements to the senior center and library update. Andy, I think you're on for this one, right?
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Thank you both for being here this evening.
So I don't know, a few months ago, we came here, we had kind of a green light session with the library, senior center, the member of the community and the Hospital Rec Center. We produced a document for council, on you. This just kind of talks about the size of the business buildings and what the size of the groups are. You remember, each group came up with kind of the wish working on. There was no item you should mention, no item you should mention. So you do green, I think you have no idea what you might do. It's just there to be awesome. So now we're ready. You would take that green light thinking, the next step would be to do the following. You would do a facility assessment of the existing facility. Then you would do programming and concept planning for the facility, based on the agreement. Then you would do a call assessment. That would be kind of mixed up. This is where you have to decide you actually want to spend money on this or not. So to do, taking the 3 buildings, you're proposing 3 buildings. To do those 3 items with very comprehensive. That's not going to.
The 100,000 for the plan.
Yeah. Well, if you remember the design of a, and you know, in most of these, we're geared towards a major improvement of buildings. The design of the building, after you do the programming stuff, is probably about 100% on the cost and structure. And you're looking at buildings that were in the $20 million range. So if you actually want to step after this, you're looking at a need for $2 to $6 million. And then on top of that, you have, you know, upwards of $100 improvement to all 3. So what the council needs to do is say, we want to do the library, we want to do a senior center, we want to do a community center, or some version of that, or all, or you know, other to do. And then they, Andy, and Randy, want to do this, so now we want to do those 3 steps for the library. This really has to be with that building, and then you go on that building, the transportation, with that, on top of it. Then the programming concept plan, and then you would take notes and say, okay, now we have a real cost estimate. Do this, a real floor plan for it, get real program for it. Are we going to fund that project? And that project is going to be where that number is. Right now, it's all we don't talk about it.
So
Go ahead.
I know this relatively new added to the board. So I see there's 3 things that, and thanks for being here. I see 3 things on this file, one being the report that Michelle gave us for the senior center, the report for the library, and you have this 3rd piece, which I'm assuming is based on, I remember being at the session and you guys taking notes. This is sort of, these are the requested rooms, for lack of a better word.
Sure.
Okay.
And we have that component of we have a community center and do somehow. We had the hospital who's gonna have one was done and you want other things. You know, you kind of had that other like.
Right. So and again, you mentioned some things that in the 3 pages that you shared. I guess I was wondering the submission. Is there something else I maybe I'm missing?
There's the 3 pages.
Yeah, maybe that.
So the giving the detail.
Yeah.
And then.
Those are the report, the pages that we gave you, that can show yeah. Good.
Yeah, the rest of the first 3 pages, but then there's the.
All right. So I guess I was expecting, again, in general terms, was possible or I think you gave some number on the order of magnitude of what this would be. So once again, from the 3 pages that you heard from everybody, what's your assessment on what are we thinking about? What are we talking about? What's realistic? I mean, again, from a look, you gotta have 5 stories or no, you should have 5 different buildings. What you heard from people some people want to be by the highway and other people want to be by the lake. So I didn't feel like
Well, so if you look at the 3, I see it, where it says current facility size and new facility size. So for instance, the senior center is 46,000 square feet, day 1, the library is 17,000 square feet, day 1, 22,000. And the rec community center, based on where they said, would be about 50,000. So it's a new building. This is assuming going to be brand new. You're looking upwards of spending $500 a square foot. But if we're going to be a rehab building, it's not $300 a square foot. Another very cool items that we use to do a lot of them. The question you're asking me, the question is, would be the next steps? We take this data and actually view the concept planning. It's really that component facility and actually take it and talk with programming, where we take their program and come up to, okay, the library was, the senior center was, has 45 square feet, 8,000. This is what we want, can they even fit in 8,000? And if they did, it's what it looked like, to get them to buy into the improvement, and then we have to call something to help. With respect to the senior center, we're getting to go, they have an existing site, can't fit there. So can it fit there in 1 story, 2 story, 3 story? And then it's not coffee area, sort of.
And again, okay. $500 per. Okay, well, we don't have a lot of reaction to so. We're just buying 8,000.
just want you to stop beating me to save the planet. What do you think of that?
I think that's very interesting. I could figure out a few other things we can do to save the planet besides eating meat.
Talking about. Like, no.
I would say, I mean, well,
Well, if that's $500 square foot, times 85,000, that's on the high side.
well, and so we're not, we don't know, we are going to stand the site you have.
That's fine. Again,
Okay.
property side. And again, from other places, I feel like that when you start some time back, you mentioned other places that you know, like, that seems like a rough number to you, if we're looking for. And are these, I guess, answer on your end, by the work and throw down all the roofs people wanted, regardless of whether it made any sense whatsoever.
Right, so we haven't done, we've done, we were thinking some. We haven't done anything.
Yeah, I would challenge, I don't know the script, I think you just wrote down what the 3 people wanted.
Well, so I know it's a problem. The hardest part, when you. It's hard part, perhaps we really don't know, we didn't look at my organization and. We have to use this part, this is only the part, so this is what we want. The next step would be to have that structure of the library and evaluate that structure, see if the existing structure can. Look at it from the technical, electrical, and structure. It has like that. That's where you're spending out.
So one of the main things with information of some of the content. So we had discussed sharing maybe of a library and computer center or a rec center and research. Limited space, get limited property. And as you know, we've taken one piece of our very rare unit property and unavailable for any of these projects. So we also have copy of Grove Street and how you need for our square foot pressure that would incorporate something like a senior center.
If you put it in story, if you're gonna build a half an acre and 2 stories, you're gonna need another 2 or 3 acres to park and then the lot and it's more on it. If you're taking one of the properties. Libraries, right here. To do that, you're knocking down your current library, you're not this part of the grade, you go all the way from the library. And then you put a corner around it, and that's all currently created over there.
So that was my second question. The building was sitting in. To be looked at or refurbished. Does it make sense to demolish the thing and use the footprint? But it is not here. That can be cost effective.
As part of the initial. Okay, we did that construction, and that's engineering, architecture, tell you how, what is the structure. Keeping in mind that, the numbers speak for themselves. A lot of race cars are 17,000, they want 24. They don't have to, speak to either about how to run. We're all out and. That. Suppose there's something, and handling the same story. I don't know. You might have to go and find, but we can't. But look. Standing.
I mean, I would assume the age of this building, what we know already are structural issues, we know. Right, I mean, I would, my preference if we make it, it would be not. Efficiency, leaner construction, that would be long lasting. That would be, help. Thing that the building or heat, air, environmental conditions, things like that.
The commitment of county is already committed for $40 million or not. You're not. We had a process of going on. The question is,
I mean, I know that it sounds the minority saying yes to that kind of, growth and development for our experience. But I do interest and bond slowly over time and not for normal debt. To be sense this going over like and consolidate. I think there is a cost-effective way to consolidate some of this logically. Elaborate flash senior center consolidation. To me that is not, a rec center where you're playing basketball may not be a good combination with library. However, a senior center with rooms and quiet space, garden space, and cooking space, that might work very well with a state building. So again, I want to see options that versus cost because it'll never get past 42.
you have the call. The options you
It's
want.
not gonna be 10.
No. It could be 40 million plus.
Yes, are.
Just, you have to decide whether you want to do it, doesn't make it the option.
So the 40 million doesn't, what Danny's saying here, the 40 million doesn't include engineering, the complete analysis of this engineering, doesn't include architectural fees, doesn't include land acquisition, doesn't include demolition, doesn't include temporary housing, doesn't include parking facilities. So when Andy said that's 40 million on the low side, it's 40 million on the low side, and another 50% on top of that, with all the other stuff I just rattled. Yes.
Yeah, I think the question is whether we go straight project, whether we actually do operation. And if we only did the first two at 8,000 square feet and 4,000 square feet, what would that cost?
They know that they're paying for something.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm saying, tell us what that number is.
Each and different municipalities. And then there's a sort of a switch of places like the park, buildings. I would say half of our area. You know that, we have to get 7. Just to make sure that, they're gauging it on. Yeah, well, you just have to do that, let's say 12,000 square feet. You have your large existing senior center, that you get $3,500 per maybe have. You maybe have.
Well, let's say we're doing it new, we're talking 32,000 square feet, you're 16 million. Now, I think that 16 million is a little more acceptable than 40 or 45. Okay, and I think that's the question we should be asking at the town. Yeah, not do we haven't rubber stamped all 3 projects.
Sure, but when you just plan, if you do those 3 things, really will give you the answer to what scale. Yeah, we need that. Yeah, you're not committed with 50,000. You just knock it off the box. You guys decide how much but now, get it out. You know what I mean?
Okay, Jeff, and then.
How long our cost should be other times, you can get it out.
If Jeff, I have a comment, follow up with the new set. Then one.
So I think that the council, we need to remember, when we invited these three groups in, it was coalitions. And, like, okay, I want top of line costs fully loaded. That's not within the budget. I think if we are serious about anything, which we should be, then we need to go back and tell these groups, look, it's $500 a square foot. We are looking roughly, we need to have in the back of our mind a number that we would consider reasonable. And how many square feet that will buy us, and how we're going to get these to fit in that. This was the ultimate question. So now we can go back and say, you're not getting 50,000 square feet. You're not getting 24,000, you're not getting it. But we take it down to the worst realistic. And then I think we can start to play the numbers. Yeah, from this rate.
So I just want to make a comment.
That's fine.
Laura, we just didn't pick it up and throw them away for the news set about what we really need. And also some of the things Adam has said about, what the residents are asked for, about rec sectors. And one of the consistent themes I hear from residents is about indoor basketball. Okay, and I don't have a suggestion to throw out here tonight about where that would be. But a new comment about doing things pieces, which when we look at a huge wish list project like that, that's an enormous amount of money and a lot. Well, a lot of work. I'm not saying you agree.
I'm not saying to do it in pieces.
Okay, in parts or
I'm not saying certain things may never need.
correct, fair enough, okay. So if I take that as, maybe we only need certain parts of it, okay? And I would throw out there, maybe we should start thinking about indoor basketball court somewhere, we would start doing homework on it. A lot of residents are asking for that, I think there's opportunities for money to be had, and it's something that is directly facing the residents. And it's not, I would love to do Borough Hall, I think that would be magnificent, but at the end of the day, an old resident is going to say, that's fantastic, now I go to the building department, they have in concrete, right? But they get to go to the basketball court, that's meaningful to them and their kids. Those are my comments, so we should think about them on home. On, please.
So I get to work with, back to allowing me to work with a ton of families with my children are school age. And I get to work with kids who are college age. And the number one thing I hear from all residents is that there's not enough recreation. So there's not enough open space and green space and recreation. And while they're one single indoor, two single indoor basketball court like that's it definitely will not solve the problem for the year-round need of our residents for recreation. The recreation center that I'm proposing and have been proposing is for the seniors, they want a 1 mile walking track. It's for the young children to do numerous sports, not just basketball. I think it would be short-sighted to exclude that project because so many of our residents would utilize recreation.
Comment? And
I'm not sure if you're directing, like, you 1 for 3 months, some version of water. And then we can give you a call to do those 3 things, which is going to be, again, the facility assessment, programming, concept planning, and then the cost, we actually have real cost estimate.
I'd like to propose a combined use of the library, right? We build on this lot in this space. Well, I think that's a logical combination, and while I understand the senior community wants separate building unto themselves, I don't think that we have the money or the resources to build 2 individual buildings that are small. I think you can go up to this lot, you can start from scratch. I think there's space here, there's parking here, there's access. with ADA access, and I think we made 2 separate entrances. So that the seniors have their own entrance, their own separate space within the.
We do have to do a live team center here. Not, they're definitely not more.
Definitely.
I mean, I guess everything comes down to.
Like 47 steps ahead.
Yeah.
I think actually I can speak for everybody. It'd be pretty amazing to say, we can't think about any color of the carpeting. Purple. But now the real answer is the council should speak with Susan as, our CFO. And get an understanding of what is that envelope. That'll answer everyone else's questions on what we do, what we face, we do nothing, we do everything, and again, we can talk all night on ideas.
And I've spoken to Susan, and we have spoken more times. I've spoken with Andy about how other towns bond for projects. If there are towns like Fairlawn without the same kind of budget as us, that still get this done in residence. They bond, and there's other financial ways to get this. There's ways associated with things. I've worked on this for so many years, I've looked into different financial avenues. And I will say again, that any recreation center that I was proposing was a public-private quasi-partnership type thing where we can get outside funding.
Yeah, go ahead.
I still want to go back to what I said before, it's, we used to fall on deaf ears. We need to know from these players, what can they come down? I mean,
But I don't disagree, but whether it's $1 or $100 billion, Susan's the one that's gonna be able to tell us.
I'm not saying that I disagree. I fully agree.
And once we get the envelope, then we go back to people on saying, you want 50, the whole envelope is,
But my point earlier was, whatever Susan tells us, we can do.
it's just the envelope, then we decide what we want to do.
That's what we want to do.
I totally agree.
And if we're talking about, at this point, $42+ million, right? Exactly. But I think that all 3 of the groups involved, the library, senior center, and recreation, have to have an understanding that they have to be reminded, and I think that's also borough interest, that this was a wish list. This is not that we just want it. I think we have to start, as we get the numbers from Susan, be realistic about getting them to start thinking about real estate. That's all. The 2 ideas go hand in hand.
Fine, please.
So I do think also we might do a one hundred fabric. Yes, we get to it, but we also have to be proactive about seeing what kind of federal and state funding or grant money is available. There is grant money, but that's a procedure. There's a grant money available, which I know we didn't put that in, but it might be other. And so we will proactive with saying we go to do this for our residents. We go to get them back to the resources and the student services are there, taxes should be paying for. And so we get proactive about it. There's like our budget needs to be subsidized to get this work done. It needs to have a bond. It needs to protect future like do that at other towns. So again, we need to be proactive about it. We can say, Susan, is there room in our budget for $42 million? The answer is going to be no, not at it, until you've made steps and financial investment for our community.
And the one there about, yeah. Honestly, I would like to say that we, some of these facilities for some of these. On that, see, whether some top. And I know realistically, it's not able to be covered. So I think part of the background has to look at that. Every step we have, every, we may figure. And we, Colliers could probably give us a better answer on that than I could, but We're ready to find something that within 2 years we have. Enjoy. Not.
Fine.
I want to let my council know, there's been a conversation that's been had about how much outside school is hurting our basketball. Even play. Now my students are in school, and they are charging, oh, probably at least $20,000 for even the use of a gym. Why do our children not have gyms and have to go somewhere who plus be out there residents do not pay our program? Out there do not pay recreation. There are parking lots, like for our students, they move their kids from that neighboring town. Our kids need fresh facilities. First and foremost, our library, yes, it needs renovation, but it's functional. Our senior center absolutely needs renovation. It is functional. We do not have any facility for recreation right now. It doesn't exist. Our kids literally are playing from 9 o'clock at night. There's lacrosse and soccer, and there's no volleyball program, and there's no basketball. Little kids from 9 o'clock at night. It doesn't exist. That should be our priority. We have literally thousands of people in education.
Well, back to the basketball court, in the indoor basketball court, I think we use 12 months out of the year. Our friends over in, Davidson and Practical. That is highly utilitarian, very efficient, it's used, it's popular. It's a monument to anyone, it's this great facility over there, they both very inexpensively. It's something perhaps we can look at it, I think we should.
Remote court or no?
It's a double court, you got double court. And plus you have basketball side courts, you split the courts in half. I mean, that's what I would propose is maybe perhaps we put maybe go to council members and myself and the administrator, and we start doing some homework on what it would cost, locations. Some of the members of the public have expressed interest in financial commitments to something like that. So it's a place to start.
It's also not. And I'm going to be very clear, a community center can be rented out and earn municipal money. It can be done for concert, it can be done for educational purposes. It has room for workspaces, meeting spaces, classes, yoga type classes. A community center is for our seniors, it is for our young, it is just very needed in this community, and it's not just a basketball court. It's not just.
Understood. Okay, any other comments on this topic? And then I'm going to get back to the council with, talking to all of you, members of the committee, and we'll have conversations about this entire topic. Okay, right.
I would like to know how many of us would like to start the discussion on next step. I don't want to get people to leave here without actually hearing from us. I'm again. Assessment. Andy said, here's the 3 things we need to do to move the process along. I'm again.
I think. The person that, the person committee. They need to know what you want to do. The committee will know what you want to do. I think once we know what we want to do, the process is.
It's like you said.
Yeah, sorry, just I wanted to note that Councilman, sorry about that.
Okay. With the second thing, it's not a lot, it is a good start. The assessments that we do, architect, we really make the decision and how you do it, that's much more clear. You're struggling to develop that goal of developing to make decisions. Whether it's 20 or 30, we didn't touch on that.
Yeah. So we'll be back to you on this topic very soon. Thank you. But can you, no public comments begin with it? Okay. Can you state a library roof replacement? Well, we might do that now. But, say it again, but,
No, she's saying.
yeah, wait, let's get to the next thing. I have that. Let's get to the next thing, because they're very quick. All right, the naming and big update.
Do you want to speak to Julie, because I see you hyperlink some.
Yeah, just briefly for, the plaque, and dais memory of William McClure, I attached the proof, for the council and the text, includes the text as well. This was discussed with, the family, very appreciative, they're very honored to do this in remembrance of Bill. They're, everything, with discussed with them, they'd be happy to have this memory. And it's really up to the council to, take the authority to move forward and whichever side that will appropriate the three sizes. And, it's easy enough to move forward with the council.
So I would like to, sort of the largest one, because it's a rather like large day, but aluminum. So I would think that 8x12 aluminum. They're the two structures that would be kind of what I was just worried it's smaller, I get a little bit lost.
And sorry, if I can just add in, would be enough that, the bronze that we could against elements also, where we can be perfectly fine. with it.
For indoor.
Yes, correct.
Exactly.
Go ahead, yes, Laura.
So this week is actually the year for camping, so I want to do my heart, sentiments to camping with family or the friend his absence is great, but there's I'm glad that we will be acknowledging him, and we deserve to be acknowledged for the work that he has done on the justice program for many, many years. I voted wrong, I think he's nice, and I would agree with you for this.
Yes, the new, please.
Just trying to go, and I think it's not. With better on.
Give me one of the proof.
Comments, we have 2 bronze, 1 for aluminum, so 4 bronze.
This is like the greatest example of, this is not a council, God forbid, this is like a council of. Like seriously,
So it sounds like it's going to bronze, the black side.
You don't know how. The different grounds of it, and some of the flat, how I do it, so the unbelievable there.
May I ask, Mike Cassidy?
We'll be able to take that. Yeah, well, not tenable, but.
You got that covered?
Yeah, that's all I want.
You want to make sure clear on this?
Bronze, 8x12.
Bronze, the left side. Okay.
Thank you.
If you said it,
No, the two people, one of them is in the mother.
one, don't have a thing.
Well, people also said wrong, one said larger.
Okay, bronze, I'll just. Okay, Jeff,
They're all.
Adam.
I just spend another hour on it.
Okay, bronze, larger side of it.
Bronze, one side of it.
Okay, all right.
I thank my naming committee there who were very hard. And we have more science with the naming committee and maybe Wendy for helping us to do a little bit more and looking forward to sharing that into the guidelines for naming.
Okay, feedback awards. Please.
So, June 17th, feedback is going to have annual works dinner, and that's going to take Johnson. They've already been steps to reserve it, however. Some of you may remember they held it there a couple of years ago, and they just need our consensus, I assume, a consensus blessing for to feedback members that the and they think they serve alcohol. That's number one. And number two, It actually is, there are not supposed to be tables and chairs in road front, but it also permits that. Again, then sort of who they have rules and tables. Caterers, they're talking about caterers. But they would need, again, our consensus permission for tables and chairs in the road garden, looking for that.
Everyone okay with that? Okay. That's great. We're gonna, with the council's indulgence, I'm going to switch, the correspondence and administrative report. So the two that would, the one's good with, feedback requests.
Thank you.
And we're going to switch administrative report and correspondence. Serpentine road paving.
Yeah, I mean, we have the resident who, contacted me and then also the entire governing body with their request for the road, I think it's Serpentine Road. I responded and indicated that, we put on considering for, future roads list. In between, we've received, we discussed at the following meeting, the Riverside Co-op 2023 list and the numbers came back favorable. And so I also forwarded the information to Andy and Mike just to assess and to see where finding that those crosswords where it ranks roads paving report. And then if in the next meeting or so, once we have all the information back from Riverside Co-op, we have some flexibility to add additional roads that they like based on prior years list. It may get so that'll be upcoming at the next meeting.
Great. Library.
Okay, so while we've been considering and added in the replacement of the roof, repair of the roof at the library, there's been discussions for the library that would be to ensure financially this project, our 2023 budget to complete. They have sent their official response to the borough and essentially indicated that they would contribute, up to 250,000 or about 50%, depending on how the bids come back. And they were looking forward to the response back from the mayor and council.
Just for clarification, it's 250,000 or half, whichever is less.
Correct.
So if
250 or 50.
So if the bid comes in at 400,000, they're only contributing 200,000.
Correct.
Just so it was clear. Lauren, go ahead.
Really for Andy, so. Did you have a chance at all to review, they put in a $500,000 estimate for roof repair? And then they're saying half, but they would just have it in your finances. Do you have a chance to review any of their engineering or tech?
I didn't see it. I didn't know.
Sorry if I may add.
That's outside.
Sorry if I may add that that estimate information came from Andy.
We gave the 500.
Okay. But maybe it's, I know they were looking to get a second engineering. Did they do that?
That was attached to the,
I believe, Andy, that attachment, so I believe that was the engineering consultant. I don't know if that's ours or the library's engineering consultant. I believe they are consulting with someone. I'm not officially
Is
sure.
it the Iowa, is it Latino? Okay.
That's what we.
So that's also the colleges.
Oh.
That's true. That's storage.
Yeah, they were being, they were honest.
They may not.
So are we anticipating a different level of income back? What's your estimate?
And then we use the Riverside Park. Right, that we. There is one reason. We need some reason to tell them about the high, some are coming, well, Riverside Park would be. But you know, 2015. Don't know why. Where the likely the roof is 900,000. You had a vacancy.
I appreciate the library board's decision.
It's one great fun right now. It's one thing. we had two different contractors, for the prevailing wage contract. And we did the job, and they came out and they did all of it, they had it up, they got their matters, they walked us through, they were both on different days. They said, we can't give you our number because we get on the shop, you can bring one to the shop, it's like, and they both are consistent, that's how we keep. Now, that was done in one. Well, we wait on it, that price is I don't know, if we all find out that.
No, I think that the libraries participate on this. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the only last piece, and I apologize, to jump in, it's just the last, on part of their letter was that they want a written response back from there.
Thank you.
That's come from the mayor. The note says just have the mayor respond saying that we are the plumbing rule is everyone else, everyone will do that.
So. On some crazy thing where it comes back to $20, that's the limit.
Well, then, I mean, this board would have to make a decision and all recommendations off of it, if that's substantially, that would substantially exceed their budget. Yeah.
We rejected it, right?
We were,
Same thing would happen here, right?
And also to, even for actually, working it out with the library.
I think we'll move on with Andy now. Okay, Andy, thank you. Okay, so we should report. Questions?
Andy, before you go, I had a question on the admin report for Andy.
Andy, we got one more question.
Sorry about that.
You didn't move fast enough.
Sorry. Well, I said I was gonna happen. So the U.S. Department of Transportation grant, sorry, Jimmy, your word, but it's so we can't use that. So the DOT grant, Safe Streets and Roads for All. And that's the one I want to push for the River Edge Road, the median and the landscaping and lighting. You know this grant at all? I know you're going to stop here.
no, it's three grants or grants that are given to the federal government. To the local district and the area. If the government on a milestone. Three. The number of the state grant, the process, or that we see the school sidewalk or a Smith pool, if you remember. Right to that, and the grant was for $200,000. The engineering costs associated with the grant would be $200,000. So the council were. But if you carefully consider this tool as 6 weeks for withdrawal, because it's federal project, you want to know some costs, like there's no doubt that I don't know that. The Fed guy, they want to do the historic review, survey, the town survey, the resident meeting, I don't know, our process. I agree with going on them. They're all really 5 years ago, in that, not very different.
I know when we started the whole county on the River Road project, the county was required in survey and. I know we had to already do some of that for the county, it's technically a county road. And so I'd be curious to know how much additional engineering would be required.
So, okay, the county, I remember correctly, the county requires a project, requires a survey, but they did $58,000. I see routes, school was a all project in that area. Engineering these were. Granted, we understand, granted, engineering.
Well, that was my question. How much do you get that?
I don't know, I depends on what you do, where you do it, and then the bigger the project, the better for them, they want big and better, they want to do something, they want to really hold that down, they want to be, you know.
Well,
They want to do that.
It was the intersection by Mr. Law, the next light by, the diner, then all the way to Ridge Road, past Road, past the police station, near Jefferson. Okay, and then median, electricity, landscaping,
They would rather have.
like, the clock.
They want big, you know.
I mean, that was It's really happened, like, not more. Is anyone interested in looking into this with me, or, I mean, and recommend looking into this, or do you think it's better to do it now?
Based on what you get involved with. One thing you're going to do project. It's the same for school project. The one they work out each time. They don't want to work. It's not okay. We need to take figures, say, we're going to do every traffic go downtown, they're going to do the sidewalk.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
You know, you want to be pretty sure, like 3 or 4 or 5, you know, project.
I would definitely, if you told me I can get that money back in the grants. And you know, we're significantly reducing, that's where we all know have to get the money.
What is the first thing? What is the process? All right, correct.
You're down to me, that's like, future degree, going down, that would be this. You include, I'm not the case of doing stuff. Where we go shop, where we do our intersection, where we go on top, where we just talk about outdoor dining, plus then you get that with, you know, we improve it by the whole trade, we should go, we would do our part, you know,
So the great news is your wishes are command. You guys know, we hired engineers to do the downtown. Just so happens that those results are going to be in this council next month. Very sharing the meeting, and I appreciate it. There's already things very specific. State is really the number one reason why engineers are doing what they're doing. There's already the bump outs and all those things that make examples. I don't really quite know what they are.
If you have that, that can get into the perfect.
Perfect timing.
I mean, and again, the river edge that we can talk about is in the downtown plan. For American Rescue, we had never initial engineering study. We might have done some of the work that required to downtown.
So you have more question about more considered. So very interested, of course, in pursuing these other funding sources for funding for more things. But I think the years that was brought up was that it's cheap. It's cheap. Didn't necessarily River Edge was one of the ones that would have been the top target for like a project like that. And I remember discussions about that, I think the councilwoman Davey brought it up, and almost like saying, okay, well, you need to bring the police, their perspective in to which streets would get that type of intervention. So I just want to make sure that, you know, everyone's talking to each other. That was my only, you know, thought on that, because I know before we go, one region is also.
You'll see a meeting. This is the chief part of the engineering. They do that street by street. They highlight it. Extra credit. You guys will get the right answer. I got it wrong on where the most accidents are happening. It's not where you would think. So you'll see that on May, it has every accident over the past 3 years. So you'll see oh, we're big time.
Yeah.
You know our stuff.
Lauren and Jeff.
So when this was created and proposed, Andy and I were working on it, like, we started talking. Now the chief of police and the traffic division both weighed in on that, because what we needed was turning lanes to make sure that the ambulance fire trucks would go. So they had part of that time as the initial discussion of it, and they waited on Springland, they waited on downtown when they were studying it, and they continued to weigh in. And even recently, I was with the chief standing on River Road, and he said, you know, we're going to get this to go up here, you know. So he's, I believe, a proponent of it. And not, he'll speak up at any one of his opportunities.
Right, Jeff.
Yeah, the only question I had about this particular, so many developers of action, is this a out and out ground for an action or you have
They'll give you their number.
so So there'll be some.
You're gonna have to, and the more you have, the more you plan, the more way it'll give you. If you show you have your act together. It'll give you more.
Because I remember the amount, like,
Oh, yeah.
then half and there are 200,000. They're not even the part of the. So.
So I think we should communication with Andy.
Yeah. Let's run.
Thank you. All right. Next, you have.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just quick couple items. One thing that is not on the, on my report that I received, Millennium submitted a grant for the school field upgrades. We did receive a grant award in amount of $70,000. So they submitted for the total project of $1,000, $1,000, and we were receiving $70,000. So we were notified grant agreement comes up for council. That was from community landscaping, against dugouts, features. Ankle Street, now that's happening. And then the little free library, at the last meeting, Girl Scout troop came and presented two locations that I indicated on here, right, kind of sort of at the entry behind the right near the mailbox that park, right, just off the path right grass. And then also right outside the entrance of the dog park. With the council's consensus, we could move forward, we could assist with them, everything's ready to go. Just do that, we're happy to assist, met with them, and it's a nice partnership with the council commission.
Questions, anyone on that?
So we took into consideration, public property and also proximity to other, local libraries and all that bus stop. So we took all that into consideration, well, Mike, so. Coordination. But it's like I area, a lot, there's a lot of parts developing. And they're happy.
Julie, do you have a question?
Also covering the grades, like we're talking about right now. Okay, so one of the grants that was in there was regarding composting. I know that. Now, I just want to clarify because I've been on the environmental commission for many years with Mike Cassidy. And of course, I was intrigued by the composting grant, but Mike has had some misgivings about having like a large scale composting thing in town because there's definitely a little bit more planning that will be required to undertake that. But I do just want to point out that in the grant, I feel like that we have a lot of large communities that say definitely compost. And I just wanted to, the reason I'm doing this up, and I know that one of the smaller grants, it's not listed here, is the ANSHEP grant, which is environmental condition grants. And that is one of our one of the members of the Environmental Commission was writing a smaller regional pilot program for composting and possibly start. And maybe later we could dip our stuff in the water. And I was thinking, talk about a little bit later. But since we do have right here, and I just want to say that, we have to talk about composting. This is the thing where we get to a point where the town puts this a little bit more to the front burner as far as solutions, because I don't know if we should apply for this until we know that our DPW, you know exactly, you know, how it's gonna be impacted, and it takes a lot of education, takes a lot of buy-in, and also, I believe this night is important of like, environmental community, to manage impacts, right? But, that said, I just wanted to bring up everyone's attention to that, maybe we might hear from us about a smaller pilot program, but just so everyone is aware, it saves a lot of money. If we can reduce the food in cost, we can save us money for our overall base cost, which I know is an issue that is going to keep coming up.
Yeah.
But number of towns part of the product.
Yeah.
You've had starting to yes. Is that what we've been talking about?
Yeah, actually, in the public comment period, one of the measure was writing a smaller grant, so needs to be more to it, but, yes, there are benefits and you would pay, but also, they would collect it in certain areas, so there's a fee and also saving. We can not use them all that extra.
Yeah, well, taxpayers do.
So I just wanted to use that opportunity, in particular the four public comment, why not applying to this larger one, you might not have the infrastructure yet. We are really, thinking in terms of this.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I want to understand.
Go. Go ahead.
Yeah. Again, I wanted to think about more information. I don't know actually how many times they could probably protected, I don't know how many times they have incurred fines. So, you know, I know we still have to have that meeting, but I just want to make a point. We have a significant number of vacant commercial properties here. They should all be groomed, swept, and ready to be rented. The ordinance requires them to be inspected by the borough. You know, the purpose of drafting the ordinance was to move these properties and re-rent them, or we, you know, sell them. And I know, at least as I drive downtown, some of the old furniture there, some of them have changed, like criminal, for example, the court has not turned itself over, and cleaned itself up. I think we should be on top of it. You know, I don't think our code enforcement is strong enough in this, that's because we want our downtown to be built.
If I could jump in on this, part of the reason why the new events is meeting and we need to get that going is there's also some statutory change that we need to talk about. So I would, we need to get together and see which portion of our ordinance may need to be changed to for legislation. So that's coming, so we just have to have that.
Yeah. I'll reach out tomorrow.
Any more questions for the administrative report? No? Okay, Jimmy, you done with it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, we're gonna open up for, thank everyone for public comment. Audience members wishing to speak will have a 3-minute time limit to address the governing body. On items on the agenda, large groups are asked to have a spokesperson representing. Who would like to speak? Sir, come on up and state your name and your address, please.
My name is Jonathan Krieger. I live at 163 Haddon Avenue. I'm the president of the chamber. Wanted to give all of you a assessment of your downtown. It's a disaster. There are 4 retail tenants that are considering shutting down their shops, and the majority of the stores consider their performance to be below average. Virtually no stores stay open past 6 o'clock at night. I run a business in the spring. Jenny runs a business called Out Blooming. Both of us have seen sales flatline. Nothing is exciting about this downtown.
And I haven't heard a lot about how to fix that. I can tell you that the residents are pissed and the business owners are kind of fed up. You know, that there's projects that have been put forward, and like, here's things that, this isn't complicated. You're sitting on a gold line for the population. You have an amazing infrastructure to work with. There's a lot of people with means and appetite to invest money in this downtown. So when we talk about everything else other than that, or the immediate solutions that help business owners, traffic, it's just constraint. Without a strong downtown, things just start to get worse and worse. Vacancy will increase. You'll see worse tenants, right? And it'll be really, it's unnecessary, all avoidable. So I would just ask that over the next month or so, the chamber is going to start presenting ideas, action items. Those things take time, but we don't have time. So when a business is doing well, when retail business, it bleeds by the day. And a lot of people in the luxury are waiting 3 months or 6 months. So that's the first thing. The second thing, as it relates to the library, our rec center, or lack thereof, the teen center, all of these issues are an easy solve, and it costs the town nothing. And it's called a public-private partnership. You have endless amounts of vacant land in the downtown that are doing nothing for anybody. The downtown needs more development. It needs more volume of people. So identify them, which you've already done, and send out an RFP to endless amount of developers who live within a half mile of this building, and tell them that we'll get this lot and this lot, and we want you to build us a new rec center, a new senior center, a new library. You will have the responsibility to release that will cost you literally nothing. Zero. Because those lots are doing nothing right now. And if they are developed, this downtown, within 18 months, will feel like a new place. So I implore you on behalf of these businesses that today are struggling desperately to take more immediate action and to step this thing up quickly. I'm here, I serve with the rest of the community, and quite honestly, you guys, because you make these decisions. I'm imploring you as a business owner and somebody who took the time to take on 10 years of positions with people to help us, which will in turn help all of us, and assure you. So thank you. And there's been listening to talk to me about it, that's great. Talk to you about that. And
Thank you. Who else would like to speak? That's Steve from tonight.
Yeah, I'm 39 Leroy Street, and I'm speaking to you here today, and we all remind you that basketball is available to our families in Jason, the facility, towns charging these so facilities they build. So it's not like another companies getting free basketball for versus these other facilities that are all over Britain. It's not a serious project. So before these millions of dollars into this, what are they already providing? These 5% better facilities surrounding town. We need to look outside of Tenafly for our other facilities. We sometimes do. You're taking back with and you like to find certain people with private business, like the building. What happens if you start or face from the or your seniors matter? I would be looking at a way to recreation facility. Why is our residents have to be the same? Yeah, I'm going to also do use the recreation. They go to the day every day. That's what we do. It's just that we need to look at all the money you're spending and how to do what people are paying for. People in my bar actually all of this money. Oh, I have someone. You're going to be ordering the one time.
Yes, we have another comment, so. You always, well, that's fine. Public comment. Edited.
Along the line of it's all taxpayer money in the state. We have a lot of signs in town with certainly hurricane on the posts and the spot. Do we really need to do an again, I have a five with my.
One person at a time.
$115,000 that I think we could use the bulk of that money for some of the other downtown projects like the lights and whatever. I think it's real, if the federal government pays for it, but in the meantime, we have a lot more in one project. Please consider one, presenting the design to more most of them doesn't know about the change in law. And two, wait till you get the whole downtown study and look at the cost of that versus these other smaller projects that are picking up the money that you're not going to replace from the office.
There's nobody else here willing to speak. You're welcome to come a second time. And then we're going to go online next. Yeah. Just your name. Your comment, not in debate at all. Just go ahead.
The comment is for my earlier comment. Those signs are a small but heavily critical part of helping to improve downtown and traffic. On behalf of the neighborhood.
Okay. Omar, who is online? Who would like to speak? Anyone online like to speak?
Yes, I'd like to speak, Mayor.
We just have your name and address, please.
Jeff Addison at 11 Country Club Road.
Okay, go ahead, please.
So I know I spoke with the mayor and council in January about my concerns about the skate park, and I'm not going to go back into that. But I just want some clarification. I think that the town needs some clarification about the process. I know we're voting tonight to approve funding, which includes basically the town funding about $320,000, and then I think about $80,000 in funds from the county. One question I have is the design process that's going to be going through if the motion is approved. What is the public input into that, and what flexibility do we have in terms of the line items on that grant? So, for instance, if we did not want to put in a flower bed and wanted to put in something else, do we have that flexibility, or is basically what we've applied for that grant pretty much what we have to do?
Okay, so Jimmy's gonna go ahead.
Yeah, so at that point, when the funding becomes available, we would engage our engineer. We submitted the grant application to design plans in line with the submission of the grant application.
So when you say in line with the grant submission, Mayor, I remember you talking about I thought there was some flexibility in there. So or do we have to go line item by line item and say, if we said we built a skate park, do we need to build a skate park, or can it be as part of that plans something else?
Okay, so I'm gonna respond to that. Just recognize that the engineer is not here to help you with the answer. Okay, and that there's X number of items on the grant that was applied for. The grant was approved, and then once, as Jimmy said, the engineer is designing, we'll have, and correct me if I'm wrong as well, we'll have a better estimate of what the cost will be, which will go ahead and dictate what's able to get accomplished there. that accurate?
Yeah.
Right? So in other words, we can't add to that what's going on there, correct?
But you can, amend the scope. You can amend the scope, and Jimmy could probably speak to it more institutional one that's in contact with the county, but certainly based after the word of whatever the grant money is, the county recognizes that that may affect what the municipality is able to do, because they don't always give everything that you're looking for. So there is the opportunity to amend based on financial.
Can I just ask a question, right?
Sure, of course. On this question, right?
On this
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
So tonight we are, I say we, I'm not voting yes on it. We are donating open space money for the remainder of the project and still with everything beyond the $80,000 grants for every item as proposed. So the council will have a final vote for tonight. Once the open space money is funded, can we make changes to that and pull some open space money aside if we don't choose to proceed?
So you can always make changes to appropriations. We've done that before. Done, for example, with Fiskers Pond as a medical center. It just takes another ordinance to add something in. If you're not doing something that's in the ordinance, at the end of the project, it will close out and cancel the appropriation, in which case the money goes, any remaining funds go back into the trust fund.
So if the public, and adamantly said we don't want to skate park on this property. A new council would work that, right?
The new council can always take action to change what the prior council did. If it's by ordinance, it's done as a new ordinance.
Does that help with the answer?
Slightly, because I mean, I think there needs to be greater public debate on this program. I think that there's a lot of folks who have expressed their resonance of the reluctance of having a skate park versus other recreational facilities, and that is a significant amount of money. To be honest, a skate park, is for basically non-voters and non-taxpayers, and I think taxpayers and voters will remember that when the appropriate time comes.
So I think the rubber's gonna hit the road when the engineers start with the design. And that's a public process, so there'll be plenty of opportunities for input there.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Thank you, Mayor.
The ordinance, the public process as well. An opportunity for comments, somebody would oppose the appropriations in the ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Or anyone else in the public looking to speak online?
Hi.
Hi. What's your name and address, please?
Hi, my name is Dorothy Quincy, and I live at 50 Elm Street in Tenafly.
You're not coming through clearly. Go ahead, start talking.
Hi, can you hear me all right?
Ask your question. Please.
So I'm here on behalf of a proposal I wrote for the new for the ANJ
No, please. The Amtrak grant is from.
You're here, okay. So you're here about the NJET grant?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
It looks like no one can hear. Can you hear me all right?
I was wondering if maybe it'd be better if you could call in at one of the calling numbers and you call to the phone.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Why don't you do that right now? We'll wait for you.
Thank you.
Meantime, is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Anyone else on? Okay. We're gonna wait for this person to call in. Sorry. Right. There is an issue. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to make the whole song screen, not just the mayor.
I don't see it.
I see it fine.
You see the button?
Yeah.
Is that? Yes.
Hello?
Is Dorothy? Okay, now that you hear you loud and clear, go ahead with the question, please.
Excellent. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you so much. My name is Dorothy Quincy. I live at 50 Elm Street in Tenafly, and I'm here on behalf of a proposal I wrote for the Tenafly Environmental Commission for ANJEC for a grant for $1,500 to start a composting initiative. I believe this will be further discussed in the For Good of the Order section for today, but I just wanted to express that this is the only opportunity that we'll have for the grant until next spring, and this would help alleviate some of the financial costs associated with trying out a composting pilot program to see if there's any traction or success in the community and raise more awareness about organic food waste, its cost in terms of environmental impact, but also its cost in terms of the pressure it puts on the trash system. Almost 30% of trash that Bergen County residents throw out is organic waste. So this is something that needs to be hauled every time. And so I just wanted to come and express my support for this proposal, and we need a signature from the municipal administrator in this case, and this is the last time until the next year we'll have the chance to do so. So I hope I did this right. I've never done a public hearing comment before, so I hope this was the right format.
The perfect format.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Go ahead, Julie.
Just before you go, could you just give those quick highlights, because I have the benefit of having read what the proposal is, but what was that $1,500 cover? And Councilman Grossman was asking before, are we talking about a service with this pilot program, or can you just give the Cliff Notes version?
Absolutely, of course. So the $1,500 would help fund a 6-month pilot program for 100 households to drop off their food scraps each week at a centralized location. We have partnered with Neighborhood Compost, which is a farm and composting facility in Wayne, New Jersey. And the reason that we've decided to make this a partnership is because this is a labor-intensive and high-maintenance effort to do something like composting. So it doesn't make sense for that to be done on site in Tenafly because of the kind of safety and labor required. So this would be a pilot program for 100 households, and the $1,500 would go towards setting up the food scrap donation area. It would go towards compost education sessions for the involved families, as well as 24/7 service and support, as well as metrics, so that each location can see how many pounds of food waste has been diverted from the Tenafly trash system. And we'll ask, I believe that's all I wanted to mention here. The idea is so the pilot program would start in September and end in February, and we would ask, right now the Tenafly Department of Public Works spends a as I mentioned, $74 per ton hauled to a landfill. And the average family in Bergen County is producing 14 pounds of food waste each week. So this could really present a cost savings opportunity for the municipal trash system, as well as a way to have a positive environmental impact. So again, just a pilot program, but if the grant funding is this week, and
Sitting around a good deal.
And Dorothy, are you able to stay around, for later in the evening, if they're going to do other part?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. All right, thank you, Dorothy. That would be very helpful.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Omar, any other individual, like anyone else wants to make public comment? Anyone want to take off comment and speak up or raise your hand? No? Okay, all right, we'll close the portion of the comment section and go on to the consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions about resolution R 23-152 through R 23-164? Go ahead, Mark.
Thank Wendy for her work for the children. Yeah. And after consent. And, yes, okay.
Did I get a motion to approve resolution R 23-152 through R 23-164, please?
So moved.
Second. Omar, can you please call the roll?
Councilmember Lee?
Yes.
Berkman?
Yes.
Councilmember Leonard?
Yes.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilmember O'Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Martin?
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone have any questions on resolution R 23-165 through R 23-168?
This is the kind of like thing, Wendy, and very sure helping settlements, if possible, if she can. Do some highlights.
So it was an amendment to the prior affordable housing settlement that the municipality entered into with Fair Share Housing Center. It updates some of your affordable housing sites based on developers or property owners coming in with different development ideas for property that has been previously allocated for either a certain type of affordable housing or housing, and then been changed to a different type of housing, and we're changing from a housing use to a non-housing use. I would actually thank this council more than myself for taking such a strong initiative with a municipal sponsored project and servicing. When you originally filed your plan of support, that project was going to give 5 special needs units, and now it's looking like it would instead provide 16 affordable family units from 1 bedroom to 3 bedrooms. And that is really the thanks to all of you, and there'll be more to come on that project as things start to ramp up. So with this process, if the council approves it, we would have to go back to court to get an approval because it does change your prior court plan. But again, kudos to the council that it has an increase in the number of overall affordable housing units that would be provided. So it all is really quite positive and I think a positive impact to the community. So thank you all for taking this initiative.
Yes, Jeff, please.
Thank you to Wendy and Pat. This, though, just to be sure, will not have an impact on the 2025 or, right?
So
We're operating, we had no idea.
right, this would take us still until July 1st of 2025. And we have no idea what the process is going to be. As the public may or may not know, there was an administrative process to handle this previously. And because the administrative process failed, basically, in 2015, they went back to the court and went into these 10-year periods. So next year legislature, I'm not sure what's going to happen in 2020.
But hopefully having the.
It certainly does not.
So thank you.
Any other questions about those board resolutions? Okay, I have a motion to approve resolution R 23-165 through R 23-168, please.
So moved.
Second, Omar, with the roll, please.
Councilmember Lee,
Yeah.
Councilmember Wilson. Yeah. Councilmember Lee. Yeah. Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember O'Connor.
Yeah.
Councilmember Clark.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move to the public hearing ordinances. The first one is 2302, appropriated funds received from the American Rescue Plan grant. Omar, can you please read the confirmation of publication of the ordinance and the title of the ordinance?
Ordinance number 2302, which was published in the Wednesday, March 29th edition of the record. Is an ordinance appropriating $115,000 received from the coronavirus state and local financial recovery fund program to provide for various capital improvements in the borough.
Okay, I'd like to open the floor for public comments on ordinance 23-02 only. Any member of the public like to speak on that? Okay, no one in the chambers here, Omar. Correct. Anyone online who would like to speak on this one? This ordinance only, 2302.
See what happens there.
Okay, public comments closed. Councilman Michaels, would you like to make the motion, please?
Sure. I move to pass and adopt on second and final reading ordinance 23-02, and notice of same shall be published according to law.
Second, please. Second. Omar, can you please conduct a roll call?
Councilmember Lee.
Yeah.
Councilmember Wilson. Yeah. Councilmember Lee. No. Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Clark.
Okay.
Would it be possible to talk to the design company and maybe have them come up with appropriate signs as part of this for the renamed train station, that train station, that would be something historical, maybe not necessarily even the other design. Because I would like to have do an official, maybe we have adopted the name of the station. Then you need to be the stuff when the train station, the Erie station, which is wrong. It's not that good. So I was just on.
I was happily that I know, and Jimmy's a great partner with them. You guys saw for the building thing, they just made that for one up. So absolutely, Jimmy and I can speak to them and see if they're able to do something. Absolutely.
That one may not be in order to actually.
But happy to bring a couple ideas and share with you.
Thank you very much.
No? Okay. Okay, next ordinance is ordinance 23-03, appropriating funds for the Froggy Park sign and staff. Omar, can you please read confirmation of publication of the ordinance and the title?
Ordinance number 23-03 is an ordinance published in Wednesday, March 29th of the record. It is an ordinance of the borough of Tenafly in the county of Bergen, New Jersey, appropriating $10,000 for the Froggy Park sign and staff.
I'd like to open the floor for public comment on ordinance 23-03, Froggy Park sign fair only. Anyone in the audience, come up to the microphone, please. Just give us your name.
Carol, for John, you are, with the question, why is this sign in all the others, it's going to be a different looking sign, because it's like all the other signs. Now we're calling it farm. Thank you. I think there's a house brought up last time, actually, my council motivation.
Are we including our playground in the farm? Yeah,
The money that they laid out was, I believe, and they brought us forward the recommendation for like the macro wayfinding, so. They shared with you guys, 9W, you know, they're the biggest signs and some of the Washington Street. What's great, and again, thank you, Jimmy, he's already been ahead of the curve and in anticipation of a successful vote by the council, which we just did, and Susan for that matter. We actually already identified a state sponsor,
If I may.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, we've already scheduled, for early May, meeting with a state contract vendor. So those, that vendor's already approved, so we don't have to go out to bid for the service and
hopefully lower prices.
So
And if
they
they have extra, we can.
correct, yeah, pretty much.
I find it amazing because everybody looks at their own directions, why we are putting up ISO signs for wayfinding and emergency identification guidelines are. I certainly didn't get any of the proposals.
Omar, is there anyone online who has a comment? Who would like to speak on it?
No,
Oh, okay. We're going to close public comment. Julie, would you like to make a motion on that one, please? Wait, Julie, great. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I move to pass and adopt on second and final reading ordinance 23-3 and that notice of this meeting shall be published according to.
Okay, if I have a second, please. I want you to please call the roll.
Councilor Lee? Councilor Wilson? Yes. Councilor Leonard? Yeah. Councilor Marcus?
Yes.
Councilor O'Connor?
Yeah.
Councilor Warren?
Okay.
So the language is skate, but not skate park.
Where are you seeing that?
The second one, the great skate park.
So. Omar, can you please read the context of the publication of the words to the.
Ordinance for 23-4 was published in Wednesday, March 29th, which is on the record. It is an ordinance of the Borough of Tenafly, the County of Orange, Church appropriated $8,475 for the soul club, security cameras, race, bar, fencing, skate park, and elements.
Okay, I'd open the floor, any public comment on ordinance 23-4. Anyone here in the chambers would like to make comment on this? Yeah.
So the public hearing this is the relative location where the skate park is now.
Okay, so no one here in the chambers. If you comment, you went online, I'm just like a comment. Or anyone?
So, yes, there.
No hands? Okay, so we're. Like to make a motion, please.
I move it to pass and adopt on second and final reading ordinance 23-4 and that notice of same shall be published.
Have a second, please. Omar, you please roll.
As I said numerous times, there's a delinquency plan and underutilization of our where municipal property. We should consider as for one of the big things that are best for a recreation center, a theater center, or a library, or a community space that makes sense. Again, we have played dogs next to these, next to skateboard, not that thing.
Yes. Councilor Leonard? Yes. Councilor Marcus?
Yeah.
Councilor Wilson?
Yeah.
Councilor Warren? Yes.
All right, next is 2305 on ordinance by various capital improvements. Or can you confirmation of obligation of the ordinance and type?
Ordinance number 23-05 is published in the Sun, April 2nd edition of the record. The law ordinance provides for various capital improvements by the borough of Tenafly, appropriating the aggregate amount of $1,655,736. Therefore, authorizing issuance of $1,576,000 of bonds or notes of the finance department.
Okay, I'd like to open the floor for any public comment on ordinance 23-05. Anyone? Anyone out who would like to speak on this ordinance? Any
I see no hands in there.
no hands? Councilwoman Davis, would like to make a motion on this one? Please.
Ordinance 23-05, and I noticed the name of the word for 24.
Could I have a second, please?
And before we vote, it's not bad. Oh, we just so that various capital improvements, the major improvements are.
Something about this?
Give you a chance.
Yeah.
So for various capital improvements, it's appropriating funds for bonds, roads, and what's like that.
Early roads.
Right.
Roads and paving and
Public needs to know.
correct. Road program this year. Okay, home, you want to conduct your home, basically.
That's what it is.
Yes.
That's what we're working.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay. Thank you for that, everyone. Old business and Memorial Day Drive.
If I may, Mayor,
Please.
at the last council meeting, at a prior council meeting was asked to, like design of the banner or the banner council on the application very free. A design was before the last meeting, and then with the new design was asked to come up, using the new logo and the campaign forward with. So this is the design that was provided, as requested for the
I think it's important that we get the banner and after the Memorial Day parade, so. The last thing was really what party you're going to be.
Everyone happy with that?
Okay, thank you for
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem, thank
Good
you.
job. Okay, next on the agenda is the 2020 municipal park grant application.
Yes, Mayor, so we now need to discuss at a prior council meeting. This would include our current, most of our current projects, that we're applying for, or that we'd like to apply for. So for the soccer field application, we do fill there are grass there. In addition to, where the former skate park, and skate park location is. You demo it, level it, and then you have for multi-recreational use with striping. In addition to adding wayfinding signs in the Roosevelt Common, and also do landscaping up to the pond located within Roosevelt Common. A letter of intent was submitted so that timing had passed with the county. It wasn't just necessarily anything, just informing the county what we'd like to do, that idea of doing, and how much. With the grant submission date of week 12. So for us, we have two proposals, submission, one for planning, one for colors. The council's consensus, I would recommend, however they would like to see for the actual grant submission.
Jeff, please.
I think for the board around is with what then, you said, let's get around. I want to make sure that the work is actually broader than that, general landscaping, but very near where the tennis court is, the east end there, your brook, and where the abandoned skate park is. There's an area that we could use some broad landscaping, so I don't want to, that's the only thing we plan.
Fair enough.
And that's the area also the original was.
Any other questions?
Just to add in, we retain money for the portal, we've done for 2 submissions so far, so we're still moving budget. We could propose that submission. Only thing I'll say yes, to be quite honest, I'm not sure if the price.
What do you think?
There's a very fast difference in the cost of Collier submission, application cost for $200 versus. I'm not sure how much engineering funds going into this, only, and I say that only because we have state co-op vendors that have already submitted a proposal. So there's not a whole lot of engineering required. I think the only assistance in that we would need is, in regards to maybe the landscaping, but even that to that end, we have proposals, we can use that language, I think there's no renderings or drawings that can be done.
I agree, Jimmy. That's lower is better.
I'd like to actually go into. Because, you know, we didn't understand, I'm not trying to, that's frustrating, I love this project. But I want to make sure people can continue to want it, they're excellent, so.
If I could add two things, the grant that I mentioned earlier from Beauty Field that was submitted by Millennium to a state grant. And also that this current opportunity is a county grant, which they're very favorable to the municipalities we have for us. So they're very supportive of these projects.
I mean, this covers so many things that are it, we're getting up, some people who have reentry. Those are the advances, we're gonna say things for 4 years.
Sounds like go.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. All right, does anyone have questions on the minutes of March 7th, 23rd? Council and 23rd. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the minutes, March 7th, March 21st, mayor and council meeting, and March 21st closed session? Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
I was abstaining from the 21st closed.
So you abstain from that. Okay, for the good of the order. Pardon?
She said she had one.
Go ahead, I'll go to yours.
So, I should two things that I'm bring up. The first is I would like to propose changing one of our historical overlays. And Jeff, you're gonna have to help me out here a little bit. So in a historical district as we sit now, our homes are required to have a bluestone sidewalk. I haven't sit and lived in one, and without fail, every single one of my neighbors' stones are packed. Driven on, they actually have become a tripping hazard. People are falling, melon fell on our street kind of thing. So I would like to propose that we come up with an alternative. In addition, the bluestones are incredibly expensive to replace. I myself have not replaced them because every time I replace one, the truck from a marathon becomes parked on it and passed right now. So I've actually had this issue for many, many years, as most of our neighbors have as well. The church that is on Magnolia and Bluestones that we allow and have regular concrete sidewalks, significantly safer. It's an aesthetic thing, I understand that completely, but we need to find a different solution. So I would like to work with the HBC and Jeff and see if we can find something in alternative, change the ordinance.
It's actually in the sidewalk.
It is.
So just for everyone,
Overlay.
So,
no, I'm seeing in the sidewalk ordinance, and I'm just looking quickly, so I apologize, if I came more than one place. But the sidewalk ordinance itself requires the owner or occupant of premises letting any bluestone or concrete sidewalk to maintain that sidewalk. So I think that maybe we're coming.
Right, but there's an overlay that says in the historic district, you should have a sidewalk of the stones somewhere.
so you want to have a conversation with it.
I'll definitely bring it up. And I know they've been very flexible, I know they've been flexible, but actually, the some of the church, they pull out the sidewalk, because it's like, that's not in good condition. So,
Yeah.
they've been, no, they've been very flexible about that.
Conversations about things to be considered, we'll go with that.
There's a couple different districts.
Okay, that's fine.
And I just know the one I live in, kids involved like this fully removed.
Right, they get,
The second one is I would like. It's not like we're gonna work on the TDAP, is it fully that?
No, so the teachers had input for introduction, but because of some late comments, it's actually pulled for tonight. So we go.
We like to appoint the medical director, that is my second thing. And again, this allows us to have the better classes for our TDAP members or medical training. And so it also allows us to have our own coded, or something like that. And so again, I just want to keep that on our good radar. We still have not appointed medical director.
So if there were the kind of detail, it have to be just line, but we don't. Yes, Julie, and Jack went to talk about.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make clear to the council, the reason that, the confidence being, like, the meeting was coming up today was because the end of the plan, your environmental commission, mayors and already possibility conditionally, but we get them on environmental, which is a very small grant. So it needed, this particular grant needed the signature of a borough administrator. But our borough administrator, but there's a lot of grant that, how to impact the questions that have an answer for that. So, let me just explain a little bit about the grant, but also just to see if we can have maybe a consensus from the council after we talk about it. And maybe direct the person who wrote the grant application to maybe talk to our administrator, this week, and see if some of the questions be just the answer to satisfaction of. So basically, to explain that this group called Neighborhood Conference would install in semi-permanent wood structures that would protect compost from the elements, now cost $150 each. And the 6 month over 100 households is a little over $6,000. So that would be interested households would pay about $50. And then we need about $1,500 this grant for compost pickup and processing fees. And as you heard, it is a result to claim. So yes. And also if there's a question about the next majority bill on please my favorite.
So if we get the grant, great idea, probably we should be, moving the grant. What have we seen now? We have a design is a good question. So let's say
exceeding now. Well,
let's say these for 6 months, these households generate an enormous amount of need to spend for money to get this done.
No, it's not really designed that way because with confidence, they're saying this is the cost for the 100 households. And
They won't change.
People want to do it, it's the first time we can get at. Okay.
Right, 100 family, 100 households.
And this town, the town, go by the whole user,
Yes,
not the borough.
correct.
Okay.
But I want to say, because, our person says, wasn't good points we were communicating with prior to the meeting, is that we do in fact want to know, like, where these drop-offs going to be located, that was one question, or will this involve, DPW worker and capacity, And so there's a couple of questions. Dorothy, you might not be able to answer all those questions now, but I just was hoping that maybe we could move the conversation forward, that if Dorothy was able to talk to Ginny this week in something where he'd be comfortable with signing off on it, then maybe we can then in fact proceed with this grant. So
Yeah.
A couple questions. I just wanted to put the timeline or that we received this request yesterday. That line was yesterday. I know there was a request for extension, but I'm not sure the status on that. But at this point, part of my engagement is that we haven't had enough time to fully understand how the program works and what it's. My understanding that the fund would be collected by the borough. So we just haven't had enough time, so I'm not sure maybe Jordan and Steve to address or submitted.
So do you want to talk to her? I do believe we got it set. She did get an extension.
She muted. So,
I think
maybe she's still waiting for call. So.
Hi. Hi.
So the question, Dorothy, the question is, was the extension granted? And if so, it's what day?
Yes, they said that the extension could be until tomorrow and they'd still consider it. But I understand that that's a really tight turnaround. So, I understand. The grant, the grant issues will be made May 13th. So they have a tight turnaround on their end for turning around proposals. Even without the grant, we'd still be able to go forward with a pilot program, but the 1,500 will help make the cost less expensive for residents and households that would like to participate, so that it can be a more inclusive program with a lower barrier to entry for all residents.
You said a couple of things there. It sounds like it's only extended until tomorrow, but that the program can go forward without the grant anyway. But you just do it. So, in other words, residents pay more for their important. You're paying 6,000, you're paying 7,500 divided by 100. Okay.
So the deadline is tomorrow now, that was the extension, it's not May.
I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of trouble with the audio. Could you repeat that?
Okay, well, look, I just, if it's tomorrow, then I don't think we have enough time to look at that, I would agree, that I, the deadline was May 9th.
Okay, that's all right. Okay.
Sorry, if I may add to assist, I know, I remember reading the email.
Yeah.
So the award, it's like 12. Remember a couple of days after our next council meeting, when they're announcing the award.
Okay.
All right, so Julie, how about we do this thing, because, start with a comment, and still move the program. So now we have time for the administrator and director of the DPW to kind of think this through and how to execute, and then, of course, the people who should participate with it.
I don't think that $1,500 has to determine whether we can just, that's totally fine, but maybe then, I didn't have an explanation, maybe Dorothy could, either speak now with Jimmy and Mike obviously answer your question.
So this, you or to why you do it, or the next week if it works, maybe solve this week.
But I do think this is the way to go generally, which is a pilot program or and then have a company that does the election.
Well, that's what I get. I think in terms of grant applications, I think it's important for everyone to understand, to go, to turn them around quickly is always a challenge. It could be figure out what resources in the property needed, council needs to approve it or have consensus. So it's a great idea. So you guys talk about it, we'll go from there.
I know on the council, for the community, unfortunately, it doesn't do this that quickly. All right.
Still move forward with it. Okay.
It's super long.
One hour. You could reject.
We'll have that one conversation. Yeah. All right. Anything else with the okay, coming meetings?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Hold on. Okay. We're gonna get another copy. We'll figure that out. Chapter insurance also?
We discussed actually a lot of HQ city.
I think it's too good to honor this part. And when it's like years, days, something.
Tyler, or is it also, or no?
I also had a method of using our intern sort of help you make sure that's kind of grant opportunities.
When we get to the person who's making the elected leaders of certain agreements saying firms that's not.
It's a resolution on for after close.
Okay, we move on to new business. Ready, Omar? Okay, introduction of ordinances, 23-06, amend title for administrative employee bargaining unit. Jeff, would you like to make a motion, please?
I move to introduce and pass on first reading ordinance 23-06 and set the hearing for May 9th, 2023 at 8 p.m. or as soon as
Have a second, please. Omar, could you please read the title of the ordinance and conduct the roll call?
Ordinance number 23-06, and ordinance the final solid wage or compensation of the employees of the semi-administrative bargaining unit for the calendar years 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Councilmember Day.
Yes.
Councilmember Burr.
yes.
Councilmember Bennett. Yes. Councilmember Martins.
Yeah.
Councilmember Deborah.
Yeah.
Councilmember Carter.
Okay. Ordinance 23-07, amend chapter 3 of our regulations, electronic bicycles and scooters. Dan, would you like to make a motion on that, please? Go ahead.
I want to recognize George Rapp, we had an extensive conversation with the council on this and training the push it.
Thank you. Dan, could you make a motion, please? Thank you for yourself, Dan.
What's that? Or meeting one, three.
Can I have, Omar, can you please read the title of the ordinance and the roll call?
Ordinance number 23-7, the ordinance of the Borough of Tenafly, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and chapter 3 for regulations, section 3-6, bicycles of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Tenafly, 2004, and include both speed electronic bicycles and electronic scooters. That's what they.
Yeah.
That's the numbers.
Yes.
That's the numbers. Yeah. That's the numbers.
Yes.
That's the numbers. That's the plan.
Yeah.
That's the numbers.
Okay. Okay, ordinance 2308, amending the construction code fees. Julie, would you like to, make a motion, please?
I move to introduce and first reading ordinance 23-49 and set the hearing for May 9th, 2023, 5 p.m. or soon thereafter in the final.
Have a second, please.
It should be other way, and all these are.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Right. The motion is.
It's for 23-7.
Julie.
I move to introduce on first reading ordinance 23-08 and set the hearing for the 9th p.m. or soon thereafter in the final.
Have a second, please. All right, before you read the, title, Omar, Jim, do you want to make a comment?
Yeah, thank you. Just briefly, this is just, for the council's request. I know this has been a little bit timely, get this filed for the council for their review and introduction. The construction code fees will also have, future meetings, bringing forward for review and introduction. All the other various amendment fees, for adjustment based on review recommendation.
Omar, can you read the title and the roll?
Ordinance number 23-08, an ordinance to amend the fee schedule, section 10-123, and revised from ordinance, the Borough of Tenafly, chapter 4, entitled Construction.
Yeah.
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 Okay, we're gonna move to, ordinance 2309. Paula, I would like to take a motion, please.
Yes, I move to introduce on first reading ordinance 2309, set the hearing for May 9th, 2023 at 8 p.m. or soon thereafter.
A second, please. Omar, can you read the title and the
Ordinance title 2309, on the calendar year of 2023, ordinance to exceed the budget appropriated limits in the status of the SA 40A, 4-45.8. That's what we did.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what we did.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. Connor.
Yeah.
Councilmember please.
Okay, thank you. Resolution 23-169, introduction of the 2023 municipal budget. On the manager, I'd like to make a motion, please. Well, I'm not sure how much we're gonna do this in a second overview. Do you have a comment you want to make about the budget?
You can.
Just save it for the budget hearing too.
Yeah, the hearing, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you to Susan Cotto and her staff for this budget.
Introduce that's when we did the budget. And the hearing for a public hearing for doing thereafter the council chambers Tenafly the full sector for the hearing on the adoption of.
Second, please. Omar, can you please conduct the roll call?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. In the interest of time, because we have a significant closed session, I'm going to recommend you skip the report for this meeting, catch up on that. I'm going to do with that. For my mayor's remark, my remark is, Omar, I'd like to appoint, Councilwoman Dayton and Councilman Berman for the. And then, we need to go to, closed session.
There's just one thing. Okay, but I think it's before our meeting. So I think I would turn down anyone. They try to cover everything. May 17th,
Resolution R 23-170, a meeting of the mayor and council of the borough of Tenafly County, Florida, state of New Jersey, held on April 18th, 2020, in the area of the borough of Tenafly, being given necessary for closed session. To discuss certain matters for example, you resolve that you find it and will say potentially well, the mayor of the borough by one second session, that's the following. Personnel matters on the report. Parties, PDF and DPW supervisor contract update. And under the attorney-client privilege, potential litigation, under contract negotiations, shared service agreement, and electric vehicle charging station.
I get a motion to go to close. So moved. Second. All in favor?
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Let me get ready. When you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, everyone. Okay, resolution, can I have a motion to approve resolution 23-171 and resolution R 23-172.
So moved. Second.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Any opposed?
I need a roll call vote.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. Roll call vote, hold on, please.
You don't together? Well, it's together just separately.
You want to do them separately?
Yes, please.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve R 23-171?
So moved.
Have a second. Okay, Omar, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Dayton. Councilmember Grossman.
Yes.
Councilmember Menon.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
I have a motion to approve resolution R 23-172.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Call the roll, please, Omar.
Councilmember Dayton. Councilmember Grossman.
Yes.
Councilmember Menon.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
And before you adjourn, I just want to say for the public listening out there, that means we're finally having a plan to install electric vehicle charging stations in this town.
Congratulations, Dr.
Excellent work.
Here.
Motion. Okay, get a motion to close.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
So wake me